like a referee with a whistle. So like and share this episode. Even if you watching the playback or the replay. Like and share this episode because maybe, just maybe, this episode could help somebody. You just never know. You know? You just never know what could happen. You know? Could change somebody's life. Making a difference in this world. You just never know what could happen, you know? So that's why I do these lives. I come on here, give you little tips and tricks, things that I've done that has been proven to work, you know? Things that anybody could do. You don't gotta be rich. You don't gotta be famous. You just have to be willing to put in the time and put in the work. That's really it. Really. You know. Things I talk about is almost anybody could do it. You know. It's not really that difficult. You know. Almost anybody could do these tactics and these strategies that I use. Almost anybody could do it. You know. Now I know it usually takes a while for the alerts to get out, for people to come on for some reason. It's been going on for a couple weeks now. But hey, that's cool too. I mean, if people watch the playback, that's great. If they show up and see me live, that's great too. You know. But hey, this week is a good week. You know why that is? Because this Friday, my brand new best-selling book comes out. On Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com, anywhere where books are sold. More than likely, this book is going to be there. Brand new book. Best-selling book already, man. This Friday, July the 3rd, this book is going to be out worldwide. I'm proud of it, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm proud of it. It's already been 2 bookstores here in North America that have already picked this book up. Already ordered already. They ordered like, I want to say 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago. So yeah, 2 bookstores already have it already, you know. And I already have a couple people that have sent me emails telling me they ordered already too. And I'm on LinkedIn. Same thing. On LinkedIn, people said, yeah, I'm gonna order your book when it comes out or whatever. So yeah, I appreciate that. You know, I don't take things for granted. You know, just like I said, I've been sitting on this book for 10 years. 10 years. You know, just to see. I don't know. There wasn't no reason really to sit on it, really, because I use these principles all the time. When I say all the time, I mean every week. You know, hello, hello, hello. Tell me where you're from. Tell me where you're from. Where you from? Where you from? Yeah, tell me where you're from. Where you from? Where you from? Yeah, you know, when it comes to being online, I take excuse me. I try to keep things simple. Things are already complicated as it is. and I'm only one person. So whatever I have to do, um, I have to be strategic about how I conduct any type of business online. Because it's just me, and I only have but so much leverage. I can't hire but so many people to help me do whatever I need to do. So whenever I approach any project, I kind of sit down and be like, okay, what can I do? And if I need to get more help, what kind of help is that going to be? And where am I going to find the help at? Regardless of what it is. Most of the stuff that I do is automated. Most of the stuff that I do is automated. Most of the stuff I do, I don't really need another person to help me do it. So that's what this book is really all about. That's what it's really all about. It's going to be out, like I said, this Friday, July the 3rd. For the first time, my best-selling book is going to be on Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com, worldwide. That's what this book is all about. Automating as much as you can, systematically, and staying in the game long enough and winning. That's what the book is all about. That's what it's really all about. And I've been online for so long, I've seen people come and go. I've seen people left 10 years ago. I haven't seen them since. I don't know if they're dead or alive. I don't know where they at. I sent them an email, ain't got no response. So I don't know if they're dead or alive or whatever the case may be. Yeah, hit the like button. Hit the like button. So I don't really know where people at. I don't know if they're dead or alive. That's how long I've been around online. I've been around for so long. I remember when they wasn't saying social media when I first came online. There was no such thing as. No one was calling Facebook social media or MySpace social media. No one was saying that. That phrase didn't exist. That's how long I've been online. That's how long I've been online. So tell me where you from. Yeah. That's how long I've been around, man. I've been around where, and this is when I learned that small communities will almost always outperform the big networks that you may have. It's now the more people you know, the better. The more the merrier. But in most cases, a small community will outperform a big community because you have a better relationship with those people. At the end of the day, you actually, more than likely, it's really a numbers game, because the less people you have to interact with, more than likely you go back and forth with these people. You send them emails, or they send you they might respond to your statements online, or vice versa. So you get to interact with people. Now, the bigger you start to get, the less you're going to be able to interact with people. you're just not going to be able to respond to everybody. It's going to be impossible. I mean, for example, if you got a channel, let's say you have a YouTube channel with 500,000, 100,000, 200,000, or a million subscribers, you're not going to be able to respond to everybody. It's going to be impossible. If you have like 500,000 subscribers on YouTube, you're not going to be able to respond to everybody. If you have 100,000 people on Instagram, you're not going to be able to respond to everybody. It's going to be hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people leaving comments on Instagram. You're just not going to be able to respond to everybody. You're not going to be able to have a relationship with everybody. It's impossible. But if you have a channel of, say, 2,000 people, yeah, you can respond to damn near everybody. Like this channel right here, I got 3,000 subscribers. I can respond to everybody that leave a comment. The Ukraine, salute. This channel is 3,000 people. I can respond to everybody, just like I'm doing right now. I'm saying hello to somebody that's from the Ukraine, right? If this channel had 300,000 people, and I was going live, there's a good chance I would miss a comment or two. That's just how it is. It's just too many people would be in the chat for me to respond to, and I wouldn't be able to respond to everybody. So that means I wouldn't have a relationship with everybody like that. I would have a relationship with some, but the majority, probably not. This is why small communities always win, in most cases. Over time, the smaller communities will last. They'll last. I would say this is based on my experience. Some people are going to be a little different. I'm going to say a good 30% of your following, as big as you get, that bottom 30% is going to be a rotation of people coming and leaving. So you're going to have a core of people that you have a relationship with, and then you're going to have another set. They might have a relationship with you, but you ain't got a relationship with them. And then you're going to have the bottom 30%. They'll stay for a while and leave. And another 30% of people will come in. That's just how it is. That's how it goes. But that 30% that you have a relationship with, they're gonna move whatever you have to offer. They're gonna whatever you have to offer, whether it's a book or a product or a digital product or whatever it is, that 30%, they're gonna be the main ones. That's gonna stick around for the long term, through thick and thin. Through thick and thin. That's been my experience. Again, this Friday, my best-selling book is going to be out worldwide. Worldwide. And yeah, there's me on the back. When my hair was out. When my hair was out. My hair's not out now. Yeah, 10 years in the making. But yeah, that's usually how it goes. It used to be when I was in the direct sales, they used to say they had like three groups. It was the 70 percenters, the 27 percenters, and the 3 percenters. Those were the numbers in the MLM days. I kind of shifted those numbers over years. Yeah, I kind of shifted those numbers over the years. I don't necessarily see it as 70%, 27%, and 3%. Now the top 3%, yeah, that's probably about the same. I would say that's pretty standard. You know, yeah, hit the like button. I'd say that's pretty standard. You know, but yeah, you know, that's usually how it go, man. You know, small communities always win in the long term. Yeah, those that core group of people you're gonna have, they're gonna stick around. They're not gonna go nowhere. They're not gonna go nowhere unless you go somewhere. Based on my experience, and I've started I don't know how many channels, over 10 at this point. I started over 10 YouTube channels, uh, 3 podcasts, and yeah, over 10 YouTube channels and 3 podcasts. And have I succeeded in everything? Yeah, I would say when it comes to YouTube, out of 10 channels, I would say three of them, four of them popped off. Two of them didn't do anything, and the rest of them are just okay. That's my experience. Now, when it comes to the podcast, I would say one of them popped off, and another one that I started like 5 years ago is good, and one I started recently, like last year, it's in the making. So, but regardless of what you start, you gotta be consistent over time. You gotta be consistency is the key. Consistency is the key, regardless of what you decide to start. And that's the problem for most people. Most people are not consistent. Most people don't have enough discipline to keep showing up over and over and over again. That's the problem. That's most people's problem. You know, because you got to think about it, especially in the beginning. See, most people give up. You know why most people give up in the beginning? Because nobody's watching the videos in the beginning. You might upload one video, you might not get no views. And then you might upload the next, I don't know, 15 videos, you might get 5, 10 views. And see, most people are going to quit right there. Because they want instant success, instant gratification. And they really don't understand how things really work online. They don't understand how things really work. You know, and most people, let's just be honest, most people have a loser's mentality. And a lot of that has to do with how they were raised. They didn't have the best role models growing up. So they think everything's supposed to be instant. Like it's like you know, everything's supposed to be like it's to snap their damn fingers and everything's supposed to be abracadabra. That type of shit. Things take time. But if you're consistent enough over time, at some point something's gonna take off. I don't know when it's gonna take off, but at some point, if you keep showing up, something's gonna change. I remember I met this guy years ago. He used to have meetup groups, where I used to live. And I remember one time at the meetup, he went from 20 people showing up to 2 people showing up. So I'm there, I'm there chilling, waiting on him to get started, basically. And I walked up to him and I was like, "Hey, you gonna cancel? Cause it's only 2 people here, me and the other gal." And he was like, "No." He said, "I'm gonna do the same thing I always do. Whether it's 1 person here or 20 people here, I'm gonna do the same presentation over and over and over again. Doesn't matter who shows up." And I'll never forget that, because most people would have canceled because 2 people showed up. And he did not cancel. He's like, the show must go on, regardless if it's 1 person, 20 people, or 50 people. The show must move forward. And I've never forgotten that. That was a good example for me. Because I've seen people cancel. I've seen it on my own eyes. I've seen people cancel online. I've seen people cancel in person when 2 people showed up. When 1 person showed up, they were out of there. They were packing up their bags and they were getting up out of there. So you have to be disciplined in whatever you're doing. You have to be consistent, regardless. That was a good lesson for me, and I've never forgot about it. Ukraine, let it go. Let what go? Who are you talking about? What's the free mellow? Yeah. You got some weird. Well, you got trolls in here now. These handles, troll handles. Yeah, I'm not letting anything go. Shit, I'm winning. What are you talking about? Shit, I'll let it go, all right. I'm winning. There's nothing to let go. Free Carmelo. Yeah, free Carmelo. I agree with that. Yeah. But yeah, most people have a loser's mentality. Yeah, that's what I've learned over the years. That's why another thing I learned. I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna end this video. Let me tell you what I've learned over the past 30 years. Most people, they never really get started. They never really get started in anything they're doing. They never really get started. Most people are just give it a shot and see what happens. Let's try and see what happens. No, that's what I mean when I say most people. If you talk to most people and ask them, "Hey, what'd you do so far?" and they'll tell you what they did, they haven't really done anything. Yeah, most people haven't really done anything. They just gave it a shot. They might have placed one ad or 1 post on social media and that's it. And they'll say, "Oh, I tried." You didn't do anything. They haven't done anything. And they'll come back to you and say, "Hey, the shit didn't work." But they didn't do anything. They just made 1 post and was like, "Oh, okay, have a nice day. I'm out. Peace. I'm gone." And they'll come back the next day and look, okay, how many people responded to my post? 0. And then they'll say, "Oh, it didn't work." Well, it didn't work because you didn't really have a strategy. You just you're entitled more than anything. Because most people have a loser's mentality, just like I said. They have no strategy, they have no belief, they have no confidence. Most people don't have it, especially when it comes to being online, especially when it comes to being on YouTube. See, YouTube, this is for the heavy hitters. YouTube is for the heavy hitters over here. You can talk all the TikTok and all these Instagram and all these other video sites all you want, even Facebook. Those people over there can't do what we do over here. It ain't gonna work over here. YouTube is for the heavy hitters. YouTube ain't going nowhere. YouTube ain't going nowhere. Them other sites that over the past 15, 20 years have came and left. I've seen a bunch of them came and left. YouTube is still here. There's a reason why that is. That didn't happen by accident. Because YouTube was for the heavy hitters. Money getters. YouTube was for the heavy hitters. Money getters. You know? And I don't see that changing. I don't think that's going to change anytime soon. That's why you have people on TikTok, X, and all these other sites that come over to YouTube. They don't last long. They keep it moving because they know. So there's a difference between doing short form video versus long form. It's a big difference. You know, all the goofy shit they do over there, that ain't gonna work over here. No, No, that goofy shit, no, that ain't gonna work over here. It ain't gonna last. Well, on YouTube, you have to really have something to say. Something that people feel like it could be entertaining or it could be educational or something that's valuable to them. On these other sites, video sites, oops.